Alright, hi, good day everyone. So today we are going to do paper one. And I separated my paper one in sections. So this video will be section one, which is tested on number theory, and we'll be doing it has in this file 2025 to 2017, but we'll see if we can do 2020 and how long that takes. Right? Number theory in paper one is typically number 1 to 6. And as we know, multiple choice is very repetitive. So let's go ahead and see. Right. Number 1. This is May, June 2025, right? Negative 3 squared plus negative 2 squared. Very quickly, you should know that negative 3 squared is negative 3 by negative 3, which is 9. And negative 2 by negative 2 is 4. 9 plus 4 is 13, so the answer would be C. Right? What percentage of 40 is 50? It have the is over off. Is 50, off is 40. So immediately as you see this is out of 40, so this is 50 out of 40, so it'll be more than 100%, which is D. But you can try it, multiply by 100 over 1, cross this off. 4 into 100, 25. 5 by 25 is 125. Right? What number when added 1 to 1 and 1 to it gives 2. 1 and 1 to it, that would be 2/3. That's the difference between 2 minus 1 and 1/3, which would be 2/3. Or you can see, because they give you the answer, you could use these values. So you'll say 1 and 1/3. In your mind, plus a third will give you 1 and 2/3. We don't want that, we want 2. Then you say 1 and 1/3 plus 2/3 will give you, that's 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 over 3, so that is 2. Right? And that's how you would do a question. Because we already have the answers, you could use the answers to find out. Right? What it is wrong or correct. This one here is multiplication of decimals. Our rule that multiplication of decimals is when we're multiplying decimals, you remove the decimal point, right? Multiply like normal, and then you shift back the decimal point. So if we look at this, from this we should know that 235 multiplied by 487 would be 114,445. That is without the decimal point. But when we shifted it, when we multiplied 235 multiplied by 48.7, you see the decimal point was shifted once. This one, how many digits we have after the decimal point? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you shift this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer would be 11.445, which is E. Number 5 refers to the following sequence. So you will go 1 to 6, you add 5. Then 6 to 13, you would add 7. Then 13 to 22, you would add 9. Then 22 to 33, you would add 11. If we look at the numbers that we're adding, you can see the numbers that we're adding is odd numbers, right? Or it increases by 2. From 5 to 7, you add 2. From 7 to 9, you add 2. From 9 to 11, you add 2. So we know that the next number that we would have to add is 11. What is the next odd number after 11? 13. 13 plus 33 is 46. So the answer would be C. Part number 6. Dan sold a certain number of concert tickets in 3 days. The ratio of number of tickets sold over the 3 days is 3 to 7 to 5 respectively. If he sold 8 more tickets on day 2 than on day 3, the number of tickets he sold altogether is, so they are telling you this is day 1, day 2, and day 3. They said that on day 2, so they have 8 more tickets on day 2 than day 3. So if more than, that means 7 minus 5 is 2 parts. So they're letting you know that, listen, 2 parts is equal to how much more tickets is that? 8. So 2 parts is equals to 8. So basically they're telling you the difference between day 2 and day 8. Day 2 and day 3 is 8 tickets. We found the difference between day 2 and day 3 in parts would be 2 parts. 2 parts is 8. 1 part would be 8 divided by 2, which is equals to 4. And therefore they want to know all the tickets all together, which is 7 and 3 is 10, 10 and 5 is 15. 15 parts would be 4 times 15, which is 60. And that would be the answer for number 6. Right, and that is the end of May-June 2025, section 1. Let's go to January 2025, paper 1, number 3, number 1 to 6. What percentage of 4 is 8? We know it is over of. That's 8 over 40. Multiplied by 100 over 1. That's 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 40 is 5. 5 into 120. So you know the answer is B. Right? What is the value of 2? 7,848.621. You know this is supposed to be... it's supposed to be over... this 2, you counted the decimal as 1, and how many digits? 1, 2. So it would be 2 over 100, right? So what is 2 over 100? 2 over 10 to the power 2 is the same thing as 2 over 100. Yes, it is. So you know the answer is A. Right, let's look at number 3. Right. The square, excuse me, 17 squared, this is something that you're supposed to know. If you don't know it, 17 squared is 289, or 17 by 17 is 289, and 15 squared is 225. Subtract that, you get 4. 8 minus 2 is 6. Square root of 64 is 8. Right? In the school, the ratio of numbers of pupils to number of teachers. So pupils is 20, teachers is 1. Right? So they said if the number of pupils is 840. So we know that 20 parts is equals to 840, and we wanted a 1 part, which is teachers, which would be 840 divided by 20. Cross out this 2 could go into 8, 4, 2 could go into 4, 2. So the answer would be B, 42. And that's how you would get your answer for number 4. Number 5, the bag of apples can be shared equally among 6, 10, and 15 children. The minimum number of apples that is likely in the bag would be. Now, they want the lowest, which is minimum, common number. So they want the LCM of 6, 10, and 15. Right? We use 2, that is 3, 5, and 15, then you use 3, that's 1, 5, and 5, then you use 5. 2 3s are 6, 6 5s are 30, so the answer is A. This one here is 99 multiplied by 101 has the same value of. So if we look at this, this is ones, tens, and hundreds. So it would be 99 multiplied by how many hundreds? 100 plus 99 multiplied by 1. This should be the answer here. So that would be D is the answer. Right, this is a repeated. Okay, and that is the end of January 2025, number 1 to 6. Let's look at May, June. This is supposed to be. No, this is supposed to be 2024. Alright, we're going to do now May and June 2024, paper 1, number 3, number 1 to 6. Number 1 is a repeated question. We know this is 9, and that is 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. This is an next repeated question. What is the value of this? Well, no, this is not a repeated question. It's a similar question. 48.621. I told you if you want the value of 6, you would put over, because this is a decimal, right? It would be decimal point is 1, and how many digits to read 6? 0. So it'll be 6 over 10, which is B. Right? Repeated question. Number 1 added to 1 to it gives you 2. We know that is 2. 2's. This one is our next repeated question. This was add 5, add 7, add 9, add 11, and then you had to add 13 to this, and you would have gotten 46. Right? What is the least number of apples that can be shared? This is a next, as the LCM of 6, 10, and 15. We know that was 30. Right? A certain amount of money is shared about J, Troy, and Jordan. So J, Troy, and Jordan. That's 2 to 3 to 9. If Troy receives 40 more than J, so they tell you the difference between Troy and J is $40. But if we look at the difference between Troy and J, is 1 part. So 1 part is equals to 40. Then they want to know then the amount of money shared. That is, you add all of this up. 3 and 2 is 5. 5 and 9 is 14. So 14 parts would be, you don't even have to multiply this out like completely. 4 by 4 is, well, you add a 0. 4 by 4 is 6. 1 4 is 4 plus the one outside is 5. So the answer would be D, 560. And that is the end of May, June 2024, section 1. Right, January 2024, paper 1, number 3, number 1 to 6. Write the number to 3 decimal places, means 3 digits after a decimal point. 3.14063. That's 1, 2, 3. You draw a line here. 6 is more than 5, so you add 1. So that'll be B, 3.141. What percentage of 40 is 8? We did this question already. 8 over 40 multiplied by 100 over 1. You said that 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 40 was 5. 5 into 100 was 20. So the answer was B. Right? This one here, standard notation means you want 1 digit in front of your decimal point. Non-zero digits. So it's not this one, not this one. It's either this one or this one. Right? Even if you look at this, you're supposed to get a less number because you're supposed to get a less number. But we don't want a less number, we want a bigger number, right? So the one that makes the most sense is 10 to the power 2, which is basically 100, right? What is the least number of apples that can be shared? So this is our next repeated question we did. This is like the 3rd time we saw it, and we only did a few past papers. The answer would be B, the LCM. If 3/5 is shared to 2 to 5 ratio, what is the larger share? So 2 to 5 is actually 7 parts, right? So if 7 parts is equals to 350, then 1 part would be 350 divided by 7, which is 50. They want the larger share, they want 5 parts, so 5 parts would be 50 times 5, which is 250, which is D. So, and this one as well is a repeated question. There are 40 students in class. Girls make up 60%, so the girls would be 60 over 100 multiplied by 40 over 1, you'll get 24, right? 25% of the girls, so 25% of 24 wear glasses. 4 into 24 is 6, so it would be 6. So the answer is E, right? And that is the end of January 2024, paper 1. Sorry, January 2024. Paper 1, number 3 section. Now we're going to do May, June 2023, paper 1, number 3, number 1 to 6. This is a repeated question. We saw this several times. 9 plus 4, which is 13. This is an next repeated question. 8 over what percentage of 40 is 8? That is 20%. what is 0.45 as a common fraction? So 0.45, and as I was telling you guys, when you want to convert a decimal to a fraction, your decimal point count as 1, you put over your decimal point as 1, and how many digits after your decimal point? 2. So this would be 45 over 100, which can be reduced. This is divisible by 5, which is 9 over 20, so the answer is 8. This is another repeated question. This one here is a repeated question, but they tend to change to like how many digits after your decimal point. So as I said, multiplication of decimals, we remove the decimal point, multiply like normal, and then move back the number of digits. We move back the decimal point the number of times you see. We move back the decimal point, the number of digits it have after the decimal point in the original question. So 235 multiplied by 487 would be 114445, right? But because it is 48.7 and there's only one digit after a decimal point, right? That's why it shifts back one. But this one we shifted 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is 11.4445, which is E. A test was marked out of 80. A boy scored 60. How many marks did he get? So that's 60 over 100 multiplied by 80 over 1. Crosses up, crosses up, crosses up. 6 8s are 48. So A is the answer. Dan sold 40 tickets in 5 days. So we have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and that is 40 tickets, right? Each day he sold 3 tickets more than the previous day. What is the ratio of number of tickets sold on day 3 to the number of tickets sold on day 5? The only thing we know is each day is 8 tickets more, right? So day 1, we don't know what to start off with, so we put X. Day 2 would be X plus 8. Day 3 would be X plus 8 plus 8, which is X plus 16. This one would be X plus 8 plus 16, which is 16 plus 8 is 24. Right? And then 8 plus 32. Right? Day 1 would be X, day 2 is X plus 8, day 3 is X plus 16, day 4 is X plus 24, day 5 is X plus 32. All of this is going to be equal to 40. So when you add this all up, X plus 8 plus X plus X plus 8. Hold on. I said 8. That was incorrect. I said 3 more tickets.
It said 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's not 8. Hold on. Because I was now going to be like 32, that you would get a weird answer. So, same thing. Day 1 is X. Day 2 is X plus 3. Day 3 would be X plus 3 plus 3, which is X plus 6. Then it would be X plus 6 plus 3, which is X plus 9. And then this would be X plus 12. Is equals to 40. Alright? So then we add this all up. X plus 3 plus X plus 6 plus X plus 9 plus X plus 12 is all equals to 40. How many X's we have? We have 5 X's. Let's cross it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 and 6 is 9. 9 and 9 is 18. 18 plus 12 is 30. So 5x plus 30 is equals to 40. 5x would be 40 minus 30. So 5x is equals to 10. X would be 10 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So we know, this question is a little bit long. We know that X is 2. So they want to know what is the ratio of number of tickets sold on day 3, which would be 2 plus 6 is 8. And then 2 tickets sold on day 5, which is 2 plus 12, which is 14. So on the ratio of 8 to 14, what could go into 8 and 14 at the same time, guys? We know 2. 2 could go into 8 4 times, 2 could go into 14 7 times. So the answer would be a 4 to 7 ratio, which is B. Alright, and that's the end of May June 2023 paper Alright, now that is the end of May-June 2023 paper 1 number theory section. We're going to go on to January 2023 paper 1 number theory section. Right, this is a repeated question. They want the digit of 2. Remember, to find the number placement or the placement value of number 2, 6 is 1 and decimal point is 1. How many zeros to reach 2? 2 zeros. So it'll be 6. It will be 2 over 100, which is E. What percentage of 50 is 10? So that would be, is this 10 off is 50 multiplied by 100 over 1, 50 into 51, 50 into 100. 2 by 10 is 20. That's B. This one, written in standard form, 1, 2. So it'll be to the power of 2. So this would be incorrect. This would be incorrect. Right? If we multiply 2.0806 multiplied by 100, you'll get a larger number than this. Do we want a larger number than this? No, we want a smaller number. So it can't be A, so the most logical answer is C. Right? This question is a repeated question as well. It's similar to, I don't know which year it was, but it is, I believe the answer was 42. Yeah. But let's go through it. In a school, the ratio of number of pupils to number of teachers is 20 to 1 if the number of pupils is 84. So we said that 20 parts was 840. They want to know what is 1 part, which is 840 divided by 20. Does 2 could go to 84, 2 could go to 42, so the answer is B, 42. The next repeated question: a bag of apples can be shared equally among 6, 10, and 50 children. Calculate the minimum number of apples that is likely to be taken in the bag. We found that's the LCM of 6, 10, and 15, which is 30. This one is our next repeated question. Well, not a repeated question, but it is. We have a similar question like this, where 1, 2, 3, that is why this was shifted 3 places. So 43 multiplied by 37 would be 1591 without the decimal point. But we have 43 multiplied by 0.37, so there are 2 digits after a decimal point. 1, 2, so that was 15.91, which is B. And that's the end of January 2023, paper 1. Let's look at May and June 2022, paper 1, number 3, number 1 to 6. Repeated question. This is 13. Repeated question. Value of 2 was 2 over 100. This is a repeated question as well. 1 and a third gives 2. 2 thirds. This was a repeated question. We had to add 13 to it, I believe. Yes, which was 46. Okay, this is a little bit different. If 30% of the number of a number, 30 over 100 multiplied by some number is 45. What is it 4/5 of the number? Okay. Right. 30% of a number is 45, and I want to know what is 4/5 of that number. 4/5 multiplied by that number is equals to what? So first off, what we are going to do is make the box a subject. Carry this across. So my box is going to be 45 over 1 divided by 30 over 100, which is 45 over 1 multiplied by 100 over 30. Crosses off, 3 can go to 3, 1, 3 can go to 45. 15 times 15, but that's 150. Then 4/5 of 150 would be 5 going to 150 30 times. 4 by 30 is 120, so the answer is B. And that's how you would do this question here. A certain number of money is shared in a ratio of 2 to 3 to 9. If the difference between the first and second, so the first one is 2, second one is 3, and the third one is 9. That's the difference between these two. So that means to subtract 3 minus 2 is 1. So 1 part is equals to 40. Then the amount shared is as the total number of parts, right? Which is 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 9 is 14. So 1 part is this. We did this question already. The answer is D, right? So 14 parts would be 14 multiplied by 14 which would give you 560. And that would be
Good day, miss.
and that would be the end of May, June 2022. Let's go to January 2022. Number 1, we do it number 3, which is number 1 to 6. What percentage of 40 is 8? Repeated question. This is 20 is over half. That's 8 over 40 times 100 over 1. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 45. 5 into 120. Right? Write this to 3 decimal places. This is our next repeated question. The answer is B, but let's do it. 3.14063. 1, 2, 3. Draw a line here. 6 is more than 5, so you add 1 to the 0, which is how you get 3.141. Right? Number 3, repeated question. No, this is a little bit different. Let's pay attention to this. We know that 43 multiplied by 37 would give you this number without the decimal point. 1591. But now they're asking you for 43 times 370 if we remove the decimal point. Now, if we know anything, that 37 is the same thing as saying 37 times 10. 370 is the same thing as saying 37 times 10. So if we know what is 43 times 37, which is 1591, we know this part is 1591 multiplied by 100 is 1591 with a 0. And then we count how many decimal points it have. 1, 2, 1, 2. That'd be 159.1. Let's see. The first 3 multiples of 3, 4, and 6 are so multiples, meaning that these numbers could go into, so 3 go into 0? No. Can 3 go into 3? Yes. Can 3 go into 4? No. Can 3 go into 6? Yes. Can 3 go into 8? No. So through a process of elimination, you would get 12, 24, and 36. Right, number 5, we did, no, the last time they asked for the larger share, but this time they're asking for the smaller share. 2 to 5 is 7 total parts, is 350. 1 part would be 350 divided by 7, which is 50, and I want 2 parts, which would be 100. This is a repeated question. I believe the answer is 6, but let's forget. Let's read it back. There are 40 students in a class. Alright? Girls make up 60% of the class. So 60 over 100 multiplied by 40 over 1 crosses off. You get 24, and then you find 25%. 25 over 100 times 24 over 1. 5 into 5, 1. 5 and, sorry. 25 into 25, 1. 25 into 100, 4. 4 into 36 would be 6. So the answer for 6 is 6. Then we're finished with January 2022. Let's look at May, June 2021. Repeated question, that's 13. Repeated question, 8 over 40 times 100, that's 20%. This is, although it's not a repeated question, well, it is kind of a repeated question. When you multiply decimals, you will multiply it like normal, and then after, finally, you'll count how many digits after your decimal point, and you'll switch it. This one here, when you multiply 235 multiplied by 48.7, we only move the decimal point 1 place. For this one, you'll have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4. So, we know 235 times 487 would be 11445. You have to shift it back. How many places? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 11.445. This one here, distributive law says whatever they have in common. What do these two things have in common? 49. So it'll be 49, open bracket, 17 plus 3. 17 plus 3 is 20, so it'll be 49 times 49 multiplied by 20. Alright, this one here. Alright. A test mark out of 80, the boy scored 60. And he was 60% of 80, which was 48. Well, let's go ahead and check it. It was 60 over 100 times 80 over 1. Cross out the zeros, 6 8s are 48, so the answer is B. This question here, Dan sold 40 tickets in 5 days. Each day he sold 3 tickets more than the previous day, the number of tickets he sold on the third day. If you guys recall, we got X to be 2. And on the third day was 2 plus 6, I believe, which would have been 8. But that is from my memory. Let's go back and do it. It's a little bit different from the question. The last question was like, give the ratio for day 3 to day 5. But we're not doing that. We're doing this one. So we have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. We know if you add it up, you're going to get 40. Day 1. All we know about this question is each day he's selling 3 tickets more. So day 1 was X, day 2 was X plus 3, day 3 would have been X plus 6, day 4 would have been X plus 6 plus 3, which is X plus 9, and then X plus 9 plus 3 is 12. When you add this all up, you equal it to 40. We have 5 X's plus 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12 is equals to 40. Right? 3 and 6 is 9, 9 and 9 is 18, 18 and 12 is 30, so 5x is equals to 30 plus 30 is equals to 40, so 5x is 40 minus 30, because I carry this across. 5x is equals to 10 divided by 5, well, 5. X would be 10 divided by 5, which is equal to 2. Because x is 2 and day 3 is 2 plus 6, that's how we would get 2 plus 6 is 8. Right, and that is the end of May, June 2021. Alright, so now we're going to be doing January 2021, paper 1, number 3, number 1 to 6. Alright. What is the digit? What is the value of this digit? It's a repeated question. If you do not know, 48.621, value of 2, you put an over sign, you count the decimal point, gives you a 1, and how many digits to meet 2? 2 zeros. So therefore it will be 2 over 100. Or if you don't know, this is tenths and this is hundredths. So it'll be 2 hundredths. This one, 22.2 divided by 0.02. If anybody here recall, when we're dividing decimal, you make a divisor. That's the number we're dividing by a whole number. So you shift it 1, 2. If you shift this 2 places underneath, you have to shift it 2 places on top, 1, 2. So this will become 2,220 divided by 2, which is 1110. So it'll be D is the answer. This one here is a repeated question, but let's do it. In standard notation and scientific notation, you want 1 digit in front of your decimal point. So you want 1 digit, yes. So 1, 2. So anything that has more than 1 non-zero digit. Anything that has more than 2 or have a 0 in front would be incorrect. So D is out, B is out. We want a large number, larger than this, right? So if it's saying -2, that would be out. So A would be your answer. Or you could say it would be 2.0806 multiplied by 10 to the power of, the power is how many places you shifted 2, but because you shifted to the left hand side, it's positive 2. This one is a repeated question. 20 to 1. They told you, let me read the question. In a school, the ratio of number of pupils to number of teachers is 20 to 1. If the number of pupils is 840, how many teachers are there? So they're telling you that 20 parts is equals to 840, and they want to know what's 1 part, because that's how many teachers it have. 840 divided by 20 is equal to 2 can go into 84 42 times. So the answer would be B. What is the least number of apples? That's the LCM of 6, 10, and 15. We saw this question a good bit of times and we found the LCM to be, was it 30 or 60? Hold on. It was 2 by 3 by 5. 2 3s are 6.
30.
Yeah, it was 30. Right? Let's erase this. Right, let's look. If this is an X repeated question, we saw that 43 multiplied by 37 is 1591. This one is 43 multiplied by 370. We said that 370 is 37 multiplied by 10. So this becomes 43 multiplied by 37 multiplied by 10. This here is 1591 multiplied by 10. You just add a 0. That's 15910. How many decimal places would you shift it? 2. 1, 2. That's 159.1, which is C. And that is the end of January 2021. Let's look at January 2020, number 1, number 3, 1 to 6. Right? What percentage of 40 is 8? That's 8 is over of. What is 8? What is of 40? So 8 over 40 multiplied by 100 over 1. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 45. 5 into 120. This is a repeated question. We saw this several times, right? 2 to its squared is 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 is 4 over 9. This one here was a repeated question, which was 8. But let's do it. 17 squared was 17 by 17, which is equals to 284. 289. And 15 squared is equals to 225. You subtract this and you're supposed to get 64. They want the square root of 64, which is equals to 8. The square root of 191 lies between. So you'll square all these numbers. 11 squared is 121. 13 squared is 169. 12 squared is 144. 14 squared is 196. Well, 45 squared and 96 squared is a huge number, which I don't even need to know, right? They want to know the square root of 191. So they're saying is 121 and 169. Is this, does 191 lie between that? No. 144 and 169? No. 13 squared is 169 and 196. Yes, 191 does lie between that, so the answer would be C. Will not be D, because the 45 squared and 46 squared are huge numbers, and we're just dealing with 191. Right? Let's do number 4. This is a repeated question. I told you this is ones, tens, hundreds. So 99 by how many hundreds? 100. Right? Plus 99 by how many ones? 99 ones. So it is not this one. This is multiplied as not that. This is subtract. No. So the answer would be this. This is expanded notation, right? This is the next repeated question. We got a 6, but let's do it. There are 40 girls in class. 60% is girls, so 60 over 100 multiplied by 40 over 1. Cross this out. 6 was a 48, right? We want to know what is 25%. 25 over 100 multiplied by 48 over 1. 4. Hold on. 6 fours are 24. Not 48. 6 fours are 24. Right? 4 could go into 24 6 times. So you know that the answer is E. And that is the end of January 2020. We're now going to do May, June 2019. Paper 1, number 3 section, which is 1 to 6. Repeated question. That is 9 plus 4. This is a repeated question, and you'll just say 1 and 1/3 plus each one of them to see which one would give you 2. The answer is B. 11.1 divided by 0.01. You want the number below to be the same, 1, 2. And if you shift this you want the number below to be a whole number, so you shift your decimal point. But if you shift this 2 places, you have to shift this 2 places, right? So it'll be 1110 divided by 1, which is D. This one, everyone here should know that 12%, 12.5% is 1 over 8. Alright? That's something you're supposed to do. 1 over 8 multiplied by sub number is equals to 40. So what's the sub number? That is 40 divided by 1 over 8, which is 40 over 1 multiplied by 8 over 1. 8 4s are 32, so it'll be 320. Or you could have just said 8 multiplied by each number and see which one you would get 40. So 1 over 8 multiplied by 320 over 1, you will get 40. So you know that that answer is in fact correct. This is a repeated question. This is 60% of 80. That's 48. The square root of 181. Again, that would be 169, 196. Actually, this would be the answer. Because, does 181 lie between these two numbers? Yes, so the answer is E. Alright. And that is the end of May, June 2019. Let's look at January 2019. Let's look at January 2019, paper 1 at the number 3 section. This is a repeated question. We just also had 2 2s by 2 2s. Is 2 by 2 is 4, 3 by 3 is 9. So, D. This one here, correct to 3 decimal places. Again, is a repeated question. 1, 2, 3. Draw a line. The 6 is more than 5, so you add 1. So, it would be 3.141. B. Standard notation, 1, 2. This would be out of the question. This is out of the question. We want a larger number than this, so the negative 2 would be out, so it will only have to be A. If 560 is shared in the ratio 2 to 3 to 9, the difference between the largest and smallest, your largest share is 9, your smallest share is 2. The difference between 9 and 2 is 7. Right, so we know that all the parts here, 9 plus 5 is 14. So 14 parts is equals to 560. One part would be 560 divided by 14. 560 divided by 14. 560 divided by 14. Alright, and then you want to know the difference, so you want to know 7. That's 560 over 14 multiplied by 7 over 1. 7 and 7, 1, 7 to 14, 2. 2 into 5, 2 remainder, 1. 2 into 16, 8. And 0, so it'll be 280 would be your answer. This one, 60% of a number, so 60 over 100 multiplied by some number is 90. What is 4/5 of that number? So you want to know what's 4 over 5 multiplied by this number here. Right, if you carry this across, that would be 90 over 1 divided by 60 over 100. So that's 90 over 1 multiplied by 100 over 60. Cross this off. 2 could go into 10. 5 times and 2 could go into 6 3 times, and 3 could go into 9. 3 times 0. 5 3s are 15, so it'll be 150. So I want to know what is 4/5 of 150. 5 go into 150 30 times, and 4 3s are 12, so the answer is 120. The first 3 common multiples are, so multiples are the numbers that could go into what these numbers could go into. Right? So you know that 3 could go into 0? No. Can 3 go into 3? Yes. But can 3 go into 4? No. Can 3 go into 6? Yes. Could 3 go into 8? Yes. 3 could go into 12? Yes. Right? Let's try 4. 4 could go into 6? No. So this will not be the answer. All of them have to go into each and every number. So D will obviously be the correct answer, but we can check. 3 could go to 12, yes. 3 could go to 24, yes. 3 could go to 36, yes. Then you say 4 could go to 12, 4 could go to 24, 4 could go to 36, yes. 6 could go to 12, 6 could go to 24, 6 could go to 36, yes. So we know the answer is D. And that is the end of January 2019. Let's look at May, June 2018, paper 1, number 3, which is 1 to 6. Repeated question to 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, write a line. This would be B, 3.141. What percentage of 40 is 8? We just saw that 8 over 40. 8 over 40 multiplied by 100 over 1 will give you that 20%. Using distributive law, they have this in common, so basically factorizing 49, if they have that in common, will be by 17 plus 3, which is 49 multiplied by 20. So the answer is E. This one here, we don't need this pattern. Add 5, add 7, add 9, add 11, add 13. 13 plus 33 is 46, which is C. This one here, we did this question, but we'll do it again. That is 45 over 100 reduced. You divide by 5. You divide by 5 here. You'll get 9 over 20. So the answer is A. This one is certain amount of money shared in a ratio 2 to 3 to 9. The difference between the first and second share is 40. We know this is first, this is second, this is third. Third to fourth, 3 to 2. The difference between 3 and 2 is 1 part. So we know 1 part is equals to 40. Then the amount of money shared is, so that is 2 plus 3 plus 9, which is 3 and 9 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 15. So what that said? 2 plus
14,
3, yeah, 14. Right? So 14 parts would be 40 multiplied by 14, which is supposed to give you 560. Right? And that's the end of May, June 2018. January 2018. We did this question already, 20. This question here, that'll be 6 over 0.0003. Count it, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 3. 3 can go into this one, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 20,000, so the answer is C. This one here, 6 multiplied by 10 to the negative n is equals to 0.3. Right? How many places did we shift this? 1, 2, so the answer would be 2. N is more than 0, so n is 2. Paula bought 1 7/8 of fabric to make a shirt, while Rita bought 1 3/4 to make her shirt. How much more fabric does Paula buy than Rita? So basically, the difference between the two, right? Right. Sorry, 3/4. LCM 8 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. 7 minus, this is 2, 7, 2, 3 2s are 6, so the answer is 1 over 8. So 1/8 would be our answer there. Yeah. This one here, this is approximately 30 multiplied by 5 is 1. Hold on, no. This is 30 and this is 30 minus 0.5. It's 15. This one here, we did it already. 60% of 40 is 48. 24 and 25% of 24 is 6. That's the end of January 2018. Let's look at, oh, this one has a bit more because I think the syllabus didn't change here. So 1 to 10, 7. Again, we have 3's in common, so that's 3 multiplied by 7 plus 5. Right, 7, and so that would be C. The highest common factor was the largest number that could go into 30, 45, and 9. Could 3 go into all of these numbers? Yes. Could 5 go into all of these numbers? Yes. Could 15 go into all of these numbers? Yes. Could 90 go into all of these numbers? No. They want the highest common factor, so it would be 15 could go into all these numbers. What is the LCM of 6, 9, and 12? 6, 9, and 12. You use 2, that's 3, 9, and 6. You use 2 again, that's 3, 9, and 3. You use 3 here, you'll get 1, 3, 1, and then you use 3 again, there's 1, 1, 1. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, 12 3s are 36. So B is the answer here. Number 10. If 3n is an odd number, which of the following is an even number? You'll have to subtract 1. If you take an odd number and subtract 1, you will always get an even number. So the answer is E. Right? Okay, we only have 2017 to do. Repeated question 13. Repeated question 2 twos. Betty and Anne shared a sum of money in 2 to 3 ratio. Anne received 60 less than Betty. So that means the difference between 2 parts and 3 parts. The difference between 2 parts and 3 parts is 1 part. So 1 part is equals to 60. What is the total amount of money shared? So that's 5 parts. That's 5 by 60 is equals to 300. So next repeated question again, how many decimal points would you have? How many digits behind your decimal point? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you count at it and see which one has 4. That would be E. 4 digits after a decimal point. This one here, repeated question, that is 60% of 80 is 6 8s are 48, so the answer is B. Right, this is our repeated question. I believe it was 150, but I'm not 100% sure. That's 30 over 100 multiplied by some number is 4/5. Right? That some number is going to be 45 divided by 100. Sorry, multiplied by 100 over 30. 3 into 45 is 15, that's 150. Right? And then the 1/4 of that number. 4 over 5 multiplied by 150 over 1. 4 3s are 12, so it'll be C. Right, this one value of 2 is 2 over 100 repeated. HCF of 12, 15, and 30. That would be 3. 3 is the largest number that could go into 3, 12, 15, and 16. Right? 12 can't go into 15, and 12, well, yeah, 12 could go into 60. But 60 can't go into 12, so the only logical answer would be 3. This one here, we saw that we were only adding odd numbers, so this would be plus 13, which is 46. Distributive law will tell you it's 49 times 17 plus 3, which is 49 by 20, which is C. And that's the end of May, June 2027. Let's look at January 27.
Next, let's go back a little bit to the answer for number 6 in this one.
Number 6. 44 by 3 is 12. The number is 150, but 4/5 of 150 is 120. So this answer here is 120. Right? And let's go ahead and do January 2017, paper 1, number 1 to 10. And next repeated question, 2/3 by 2/3 is 4/9. This one here is a repeated question. It would have been 15910. And you carry it back to places 1, 2. So see the answer. This one here, this is out, this is out, this is out. The only answer it could be is E. This one we did this already. 5/60 is a share between 2 to 3 to 9. So that's 15 parts. It's 5/60. The difference between the largest and smallest share. What? Hold on. Right. They want to know the difference between the largest and smallest. That is 9 and 2, which is 7 parts. Right. So if one part, I said 15, but it's 14. 9 plus 3 plus 2 is 14. So if one part is 540, then 560 divided by 14. And then you want to know the difference between the largest and smallest, which is 2. The largest, which is 9, and 2, which is 7. So the difference between 9 and 2 is 7. 7 parts would be 560 divided by 14. Multiplied by 7 over 177, 17 to 14. 2 into this is 280. So C is your answer. This one here, 60% of a number is, I believe this was 150, but again, we're not sure. Number 6, we know is 6, because 60% of 40 is 24, and a quarter, which is 25%, a quarter of 24 is 6, right? 60% of a number, 60 over 100, multiplied by some number is 90. So make that the subject as this. That would be a boxes 90 divided by 60 over 100, which is 90 multiplied by 100 over 60. Process of 2 can go into 6 3 times, 2 can go into 10 5 times, 3 can go into 90 30 times. 3 5s are 30 by 5 is 150. And I want to know 4/5 of that number. 4 over 5 multiplied by 150 over 1. That would be 30 here. So the answer is 120. Right, this one, if you take a 3n is an even number, which of the four is an odd number. If you subtract 1 from an even number, you'll always get an odd, so it'll be E. This one is expansion. That's 99 by how many hundreds? 100 plus 99 by how many ones? 1. So it was C is the answer. Right, they want to know the LCD of 6, 8, and 9. These 2. There's 3, 4, and 9. 2 again. 3, 2, and 9, and then 2 again. 3, 1, and 9. Then 3 was 1, 1, 3. And then 3 again is 1, 1, 1. Right, so that's 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24. 8 multiplied by 3 is 24, 24 multiplied by 3 is 72. So D would be your answer. Right, what is the value of 2? That's 2 over 100 is a repeated question. And that is the end of May, June 2025, straight down to January 2017.